What's up, guys, and welcome back to another episode of the More Diaz Combat Pubcast. It is Thursday, and yeah, it's been a few days since I've been able to upload any content. I've just been busy moving some things around, but I didn't want to let another day go by to go down the London UFC Fight Night London card and just go over some stuff that I've missed in the last couple days. Of course, the big breaking news: Nate Diaz versus Platinum Mike Perry was signed to the undercard of the Rousey Carano on Netflix card. So that card is shaping out to be really nice, you know, with the Rousey Carano as the main event, Francis Ngannou and Philippe Lins as the co-main. And now we have the big fight, more of a hardcore MMA fans fight to please us, I guess you could say, with Nate Diaz and Mike Perry. So that's going to be a banger of a fight. Nate should win easily, especially if he wanted to use his jiu-jitsu and his grappling. But I think he's going to stand up with Mike Perry and, put on a really good fight. So looking forward to that. Other news, Poatan, Alex Pereira was on Ariel Helwani's show last week and just talking about the new contract that he signed, that it was an 8-fight deal. He didn't even necessarily demand a title shot after relinquishing the 205-pound title to move up to heavyweight. He just wanted to move up, and he really didn't care who he was fighting or if it was going to be for a title or not. So good for him. He said that they took really good care of him. But it's an 8-fight deal, and that's the same type of deal that they locked in John Jones before the Cyril Gane fight, and now he's only had 2 fights on that 8-fight deal, and now it looks like he's going to be pretty screwed and not be able to get out of his contract with the UFC, and I don't think they'll ever let him go, because if they let him go, he's going to go to Netflix, probably fight Francis Ngannou, and that'll be the biggest heavyweight fight in the last few years. So it looks like Johnny Bones is going to be stuck in the UFC for a while, but depending how the Pereira-Gane fight goes, and then when Tom Aspinall gets back in the mix, whoever wins that fight, they unify, and then, there possibly could be a huge fight for John Jones and possible Tom Aspinall or Pereira for the heavyweight undisputed crown. So that's cool if that happens, and as long as he doesn't get too antsy and try to cut ties right away. But I can see his frustration, and guys like DC have come out, Masvidal's come out. A few other guys are saying that, they should have paid him. I knew they weren't going to pay him, especially after everything happened with the Tom Aspinall situation. I knew they would lowball him, but, they should have paid him, man. If anybody deserves it, he's the GOAT. So, I don't know. I know he hasn't been the easiest to work with the multiple injuries, pullouts, PED testing, having to move locations from Vegas to LA. Crazy stuff has happened, but he is the greatest of all time. So if anyone deserves that money, it's him. But I knew he wasn't going to get it. I knew they'd lowball him just to make an example out of him, after what happened with the Tom Aspinall situation. Let me see. Do I have anything other than that before I jump into the fight night? Let's see. No. Oh, the last thing I do want to say before I jump into the London fight night, Kevin Vallejos put the absolute work on Josh Emmett, man. I don't know if I've done a rundown of that fight night. That's how busy I've been. But the main event, Kevin Vallejos absolutely puts the work on Josh Emmett, man. He brings Josh Emmett in, lulls him in. Josh Emmett goes for the big right hand. He slips, counters with his own short right hand inside, drops him, gets back up, lands some more shots. Emmett goes for a big shot, gets dropped again, and then Vallejos just puts it on him and stops him in the first round within the first 2 minutes of the fight. Amazing performance by Kevin Vallejos, and he's going to make 45 very interesting, especially with all the moving parts with Mosvar Lerone coming up this weekend. Diego Lopez is back there. You got Jean Silva's there. So, yeah. Oh, no. Vallejos, yeah, that was 45. It was 45. Yeah, so very interesting. Very interesting what's going to happen in this division. There's a lot of good potential opponents for Kevin Vallejos. But let's get into the UFC Fight Night London. We have Movsar Evloev ranked number 1 at 145, taking on ranked number 3, Lerone Murphy. This is going to be a clash of styles, guys. We all know what Movsar likes to do. He's going to go in there. He's going to wrestle. He's going to try to use elite grappling to get Lerone Murphy out of there. Well, not even get him out of there, but get the win. He hasn't stopped anyone since he's been in the UFC. He made his debut back in 2023. Yeah, 3 years ago versus Diego Lopez. He's fought twice since then. He fought Arnold Allen to unanimous decision, and then he fought Aljo back in 2024. I think it was the end of the year, like December of 2024. And he hasn't fought since then. Meanwhile, Diego Lopez has had 2 title shots in that time. This was absolutely crazy. Lerone Murphy on the other side, coming off the big spinning elbow win against Aaron Pico. He beat Josh Emmett by UD, and he beat Dan 50K Ige, or now 100K Dan, by unanimous decision. So neither guy is stopping anyone. The only person that has the stoppage is Lerone Murphy in the last fight against Aaron Pico. But I think even before that, if Pico wouldn't have rushed in, he would have ran into that spinning back elbow, and I think Murphy probably would have went to another unanimous decision. So this is huge for both guys. Both guys have to make a statement in this fight. They're talking about Jean Silva, who I can't stand, is flying out to London. He's talking shit, saying he's going to be the next in line for the title. But Movsar needs either a huge win. He needs a stop. Both guys need a stoppage, I believe, to get the next shot. Because if they don't get a stoppage and it's just a pretty boring fight, either it's boring with Lerone Murphy keeping at distance and just peppering him to a decision, or Movsar just out grappling and holding them down and keeping them in positions and not really going for a finish. If that happens for either guy, they're going to get skipped. I mean, no doubt about it. Jean Silva will probably get the next shot at the 45-pound title versus Volkanovski, which is crazy. But, I mean, ever since the Paramount deal, man, UFC wants to see exciting fights. They're not going to reward these guys by cruising to unanimous decision or decision, unless it's just a back and forth. I know Lerone Murphy has underrated grappling, but his wrestling is not up to par. His takedown defense for sure. Movsar will stand up for a little bit, but he wants to get the fight to the mat. So it's going to be interesting. If I had to lean one way or another, I'm probably going to lean Movsar. He's probably the slight favorite since he is ranked number 1, but I haven't even looked at the betting odds yet. I'll take a look at him and do a rundown tomorrow as far as betting lines. But I'm going to go Movsar Evloev for the co-main event. For the main event, the co-main event, Luke Riley versus Michael Aswell Jr. At 145 pounds. Luke Riley is 1-0 with a KO over Bogdan Grad. And then Michael Aswell Jr. is coming off 1 win and 1 loss. He had a KO over Lucas Almeida, and then a loss to Bolajai Oki, who just fought last week on that the Fight Night card in Vegas, who lost, who had picked to win. But he got beat by unanimous decision. I like Luke Riley on this one, man. I really do. Aswell had a good knockout against Almeida, but Almeida really wasn't a stand-up guy. He was trying to get it to the ground, but Luke Riley had a really good knockout against Bogdan Grad. So if I had to pick, I'm going to go with the English hometown guy. I'm going to go Luke Riley on this one, which is crazy that Luke Riley and Michael Aswell Jr. is the co-main event when you have MVP Michael Venom Page. Probably you could even argue he's a bigger superstar in England, in the UK, than Lerone Murphy. And he is the feature fight. He's not even the co-main event. But just because they have him ranked or fighting a guy named Sam Patterson. Sam Patterson is 3-0 in his last 3. All finishes. Don't get me wrong. He's a good fighter. He had a submission win over Kiefer Crosby, a KO over Danny Barlow, and a KO over Trey Waters. And they were nasty KOs. I'll give him that. But, I mean, those guys, the 3 I just named, Troy Waters, Danny Barlow, Kiefer Crosby, don't line up or add up to MVP's last 3. Jared Cannonier by unanimous decision. Shara Bullet by unanimous decision. And then he had the loss to Ian Machado Gary. Ian Machado Gary arguably should have the next title shot at 170. Shara Bullet is ranked top 15 at 185, which he fought him at. And Cannonier was a former title contender at 185 pounds as well. Sam Patterson is good, but he is not going to be able to get those knockouts. He got those knockouts with guys are rushing in and he's hitting with counter strikes and then going on the offensive. Michael Venom Page is going to stay at distance and just piece him up from the outside. And if Sam Patterson gets desperate, which he might be because he knows he can't just afford to stay on the outside, if he rushes in, Michael Venom Page is going to clip him and probably get a KO. Depending on how Sam Patterson takes this fight, whether he stays patient or just knows he needs to go for broke, will depend on how Michael Venom Page wins this fight. I have him winning outright. The only question is how he's going to win. Decision or knockout. If Patterson stays on the outside, it's going to be decision. If he rushes in and he gets, he doesn't take his time, he gets impatient and tries to blitz in on Michael Venom Page, he's going to get knocked out. So I'm going to go Michael Venom Page. He's ranked number 13 at welterweight. Sam Patterson is not even ranked in the top 15. This is I would say borderline, but this is outright disrespectful from Michael Venom Page. I mean, he's coming off a win against Jared Cannonier and Shara Bullet at 185 pounds. And you give him a guy who's not even ranked in the top 15 at welterweight? The disrespect, man. I don't get it. I do not get it. Next fight down, Iwo Baranuski's taking on Austin Lane. Iwo Baranuski's coming off that fucking back and forth just... I know it got fight of the night for sure. I think they might have got 2 bonuses on that fight against Ibo Aslan, which was back and forth. Both guys went down. Both guys roared back. Iwo Baranuski ended up getting the KO, which was fucking insane. He's taking on Austin Lane. Austin Lane is 1-2 in his last 3. He beat Mario Pinto, or no, he lost to Mario Pinto, and he lost to Vitor Petrino. And his last win was, I can't even remember who his last win. I think it was Eric Anders, who he beat whose last win was. But I think I'm gonna go with Iwo Baranuski on this one, man. The guy's got grit, man. He can take a shot, and he's looking to get nasty in there. I'm gonna go Iwo Baranuski on this one. The next fight down, Roman Dolidze, ranked number 11 at middleweight, taking on Christian Leroy Duncan. He's 3. Let me see. He's 1, 2, 3. Yeah, Christian Leroy Duncan is 3-0 in his last 3. He beat Marco Tulio. Sorry, he's the one that beat Eric Anders, and he beat Andre Poliev. Unanimous decision. KO's Anders. KO's Marco Tulio. Roman Dolidze, of course, coming off the submission loss to Fluffy Hernandez. But before that, he beat Marvin Vettori by unanimous decision, and he TKO'd Kevin Holland. I think he's going to want to get his get back on this fight after the performance against Fluffy. I'm going to go Roman Dolidze on this fight. In the opening fight on the main card, Curtis Campbell versus Danny Silva. I think Curtis Campbell is making his debut. And Danny Silva is 1, 2, 2. He's 2-1 in his last 3. He lost to Kevin Vallejos, who I was just spoke about, who just got the finish over Emmett. He beat Almeida. Yeah, he beat Lucas Almeida, who Michael Aswell Jr. had knocked out, and he beat Culibao. I don't even know who that is. Sorry. I'm gonna go Danny Silva on this one. Curtis Campbell, it's his debut. From what I can see online, he only has 1 fight on his fight history, and that's the one against Danny Silva coming up. So as far as I know, it's his debut, which is crazy, on the main card in London. He's from England. To debut on the main card on the fight night in front of your hometown fans is a lot to digest. It's a lot of pressure. Danny Silva's got more fights, and he's got quality wins in the UFC. I'm going to go Danny Silva on this one to open the main card. And then I'm going to just run down a few... Mason Jones, Mason Jones, Axel Sola is the main card on the prelims. Mason Jones is good. He's from Wales. He's the Welshman. But Axel Sola from France looked absolutely spectacular. His last fight, I believe it was his debut in Paris. This guy is the real deal. I like Axel Sola on this one, possibly even by knockout. The next fight down, my man, Nathaniel Wood versus Losine Keita from Belgium. you know I gotta go with Nathaniel Wood. Nathaniel Wood, I am 4-0 with Nathaniel Wood. Every time I bet Nathaniel Wood, he never lets me down. Unlike Marco Andre Barrio and unlike Arnold Allen, which they always let me down. But Nathaniel Wood, I'm going Nathaniel Wood on this one, man. He is a live dog. He can take it. He can give it as good as he takes it, and even better. He's got great stand-up. I really like his stand-up, and his grappling is not bad at all either. Luzne Keita, it's his UFC debut. He's from Belgium. His UFC debut on the road in England against a hometown boy. I'm going Nathaniel Wood on this one. The next fight down, Mario Pinto from Portugal taking on Felipe Franco from Brazil. I'm going Mario Pinto. I really like the way he looked in his last couple fights, with the win over Bruno Diniz. Was it Bruno Diniz? Jonathan Diniz. Sorry, I don't know why I said Bruno Diniz. Jonathan Diniz, and then Austin Lane, who was fighting Iwo Baranowski on the main card. Big wins, both knockouts. He acted like he didn't speak any English, and then all of a sudden he gets the mic from Michael Bisping and speaks perfect King's English. Full sounds like he's from South London. So I really like Mario Pinto. I think he wins by KO against Felipe Franco. And then, let's see. Don't know who that is. The last one I'm going to go over real quick. Shamrock versus Abdul Karim Al-Sawadi. Shamrock, he's 0-1 in the UFC. He had the unanimous decision loss to Aliev on the, I believe it was a fight night, Nurullo Aliev, which was a very close fight. I know he's on, he fights under Patty's school, where Patty the Batty trains that whole fight team. He's one of those guys. Everyone is really high on Shamrock. I think the jitters got to him a little bit. He got a little overwhelmed by the moment, and the guy was a very, very heavy grappler, heavy grappling based. Aliev, who he fought, but Abdul Karim what's his name? Abdul Karim Al-Sawadi. He lost his debut against Radzhabov by KO. So I think this is going to be a pretty evenly matched fight, but I think with Shamrock coming off the loss, being back in England, Patty, I'm sure, is going to be there, and their teammate, I think Curtis Campbell is their teammate too. Or no, I think Luke Riley is one of their teammates, but he's, co-main event. I think Shamrock's going to have a bounce-back fight. I think he gets it done. It might not be the prettiest, but it could be like a one-shot knockout. It's at 155 pounds, and everyone who trains with Shamrock, Patty has said it, this guy has dynamite, and the guy has no quit in him. So I think I see Shamrock winning this fight, possibly by knockout or finish. And that's pretty much it. I don't really know. I've not seen Montas Korchavicius fight. I haven't seen Antonio Tricoli fight. Let me look at his record real quick. Tricoli, Abdul Malik. Nope. The only guy he's fought that I know was Shar Bullet, and that was back in 2024. So maybe I just haven't had my eye on him. This Louis Sutherland versus Brandon Pericic fight at heavyweight. I like Louis Sutherland on this one, man. Hometown boy. His last fight was against Walter Walker. He got heel hooked, but everyone gets heel hooked against Walter Walker. He was trying to bang. This should be a back and forth, but I like Louis Sutherland in this one. I'll take him just for being hometown boy. And then, let's see. The opener, Luana Carolina versus Melissa Moens. I like Luana Carolina on that one. And then I'll take, let's see, Chanel Dyer. She's making her debut against Javina Oliveira. And she is 0-2. So, and I believe they have Chanel Dyer, who's from England, as the favorite against 0-2 in the UFC. So, yeah, let's roll the dice with the English woman, Chanel Dyer, for the win. And, yeah, that's it, man. That's the full rundown for the card. It starts 3 p.m. Central. Oh, I have to look at it. It says 3 p.m. CDT. So since it is in London overseas, so it'll probably start daytime fights for us here in the States, which I love. You know, there's nothing better than, you know, get your stuff done in the morning. You know, if you got to go to soccer games or stuff for the kids around noon, 1 o'clock, and then by 3 o'clock, prelims start and you're ready to roll and everything's done by 7, 8. I think there's boxing this weekend, so you can just cruise into the boxing or just enjoy a night out with the family or the wife or the kids, whatever it may be. I love early daytime fights. So that's it for me, guys. Thank you guys once again for watching. Hit the like, hit the subscribe, hit the bell so you get the notifications. Watch fights, drink pints. See you guys on the next one. Peace.